Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Famous ACME Comedy Hollywood and to Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. Now please welcome to the stage the host of Open Mic Live, Ian Tindell.
Mic on, please. Thank you. That helps with comedy. That's always nice. Hey, welcome to Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live, guys. I'm your host, Ian Tindell. How are we doing today? Woo! We doing all right? All right, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming today, guys. Little announcement. If you were on our sheet today, if you signed up to do this stuff, the comedy stuff, you can come to any of our shows tonight for free. And we've got 2 shows going on. The first show is going to be at 8 o'clock. It's an evening with Steve Benequist featuring Brandy Posey and Asterios Kokonos. Yeah, that's going to be a good show. And then after that at 9:30, we're going to have the Comedy Nightcap, which is going to feature Jason Love, Mary Mack, Jamie Brunton, Heather Truman, Josh Vargas, Josh Wade, and Maria Shihata, and then myself. And I know, that's a real treat for all of you. And yeah, so you guys can come to that for free if you want. Real quick thing about how the open mic here works, if you haven't been here before. I am going to be sitting over that little table there, and that lamp that's on, that will come on when you have 1 minute left, which will come on at 3 minutes. So you have 4 minutes to do stuff today. Yeah, all right, this guy's excited no matter what I say. Thank you. Anything else? Oh, we also have classes here in stand-up comedy, in sketch, and improv, if you guys want to check that out. And also, if you have an improv or sketch group, starting on Wednesdays later this month, we will have time slots available if you guys want stage time. If you want to know more about that, talk to me after the show. On a personal note, before we get started, I made a tactical error tonight when I bent over and picked up a shoe because I threw out my back. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I am in a fair amount of pain right now, which is nice. So that's why I'm going to be hobbling on and off. And yeah, so if anyone has any Vicodin, I will be over there wondering why I just turned 80. All right, guys, are you ready to get this show started? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. Okay. First to the stage is going to be Joe, followed by Scott, and then Joseph. So give a warm welcome to Joe. Yeah.
Let's keep it going for Ian, huh? Who's the guy screaming Ian? Scream Ian's name a couple more times. There we go. Also, let's keep it going for being rich, right? Yeah. Love me. No, I'll never be rich. I'm terrible with money. I don't save at all. I tip at the drive-thru. If I make $5 more per year, if I get a bonus or an increase in salary, I will move in to an apartment that costs $5 more per year. So I'm always moving, but I'll know I finally made it in Los Angeles when I can have an apartment. No one's ever going to afford a house. When I have an apartment that has, first of all, no vertical blinds. I don't know how much cheaper than curtains they can possibly be, but I guess there's some factory giving them away somewhere is the only reason I can think. They're in every fucking apartment. No vertical blinds and no tandem parking. That is wealth. Parking side by side, just like Warren Buffett. I know for a fact his roommate does not have to wake him up to go to work. But so I'm moving all the time because as soon as I get a raise, I'm always moving. And I fucking hate moving. I hate it because you got to hit up your friends for help. You got to go around begging for boxes. And the last time I moved, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going around begging for boxes. I'm going to the Container Store and I'm just buying boxes. Except I don't know what the fuck to buy because all the sizes are weird and impractical. I don't know how many fucking gallons of DVDs I have. Not quite sure I ever learned how to convert books into liters. And how many fluid ounces is a futon cover? I dated this girl a few years back. She moved away. We stayed friends. We kept in touch. We talked 2 times a year or whatever. I called her one time, and she calls me back. She texts me back a couple days later and says, sorry to get back to you sooner. I got raped. And I was expecting the next text to come through to say something like, by my schedule. But no, It was actual rape. And so I was like, oh my God, call me immediately. But the problem was it wasn't a time when I could really talk. And as soon as I got on the phone, all I could think about is like, how much time do I have to spend on the phone with a rape phone call? Is 20 minutes enough? 1 hour? 3 hours? That doesn't sound unreasonable. Like 3 hours for someone that just got raped? And so I really had no more threshold after about 30 minutes. And I was like, look, I got to go. And she was very understanding. But the reason I had to go is because my roommates were waiting for me to watch Luck. And I was just like, yes, it's DVR'd, but we're 4 weeks behind, and it only keeps the newest 5 episodes, so I gotta go. You know, that wasn't even the most difficult thing that happened to me as a result of my friend getting raped, actually. I saw a mutual friend of ours at the gym, and he said, hey, do you still talk? I never know what to say this part. I don't know what to say her real name or whatever. Do you ever still talk to Rebecca? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. And he goes, how's she doing? And I didn't know what to say. Like, I don't know if I should lie and just be like, she's great. Or if I should say, she got raped, and just yell it across a crowded gym. So I split the difference. And I said, she met a guy. Alternate jokes for that one, by the way, include she's trying new things, and she does anal now. That went on a little while ago, right? 20 seconds. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thanks a lot. That's my time.
I think you got a little bit lucky with that last one, being this is a room all of guys. I think that helped it a little bit. Except, right, was that all right for you? Yeah, all right, cool. Hey, the woman laughed at a rape joke. Let's go. Let's keep that energy going, guys. For Scott, who's up next, followed by Joseph and Darren. Give it up for Scott.
Keep it going for Ian. How is he keeping the energy in this room up? That's ridiculous, man. Hello, other comics. You're welcome. There's 3 civilians in the front, so you can thank us for any fucking laughs that you get at any point tonight. What's that? They're leaving as soon as I'm done, so that's it. Any married people in the house? Anybody married? Wow, really? 1 married comic? That's amazing. Or are you just pretending to help me out with the bit? All right, wow, 1 married comic. It's much better to start after you're married, by the way. It's a great excuse to get out of the house. It's incredible. I'm a married guy. People say things change when you get married. I've known my wife forever. We've known each other 15 years. So things haven't changed that much, although I was never much of a jewelry guy before I got married. And now I'm forced to wear a ring every single day. And if I forget the ring, it'll take about an hour to get a phone call from my wife. She's like, I'm not your wife today. I'm just your girlfriend. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, really? You're just my girlfriend? Because my girlfriend used to blow me. Hangs up. Whatever the sound of an iPhone hanging up is, probably silence. Everything feels different with a ring on, though. That's the weird part. For me, it's like getting used to the feeling of it. There's a certain feeling to it, and it's like, you know, just waking up in the morning, buttering a piece of toast. That feels different. I'm a golfer. Gripping a golf club feels weird. Fingering strange women, that one's odd. One's odd. One thing I've learned about women, and like I said, I've known my wife a very long time. One thing I've learned about women is they ask a ton of questions. It's just like question after question. No matter what you do, you can have the best intentions. I bought a cupcake for my wife for no reason the other day on the way home from the gym. I'm like, here you go. This is a cupcake for you because I love you. We've been together 1.5 years. And she just starts it with 9,000 fucking questions about why would I get a cupcake? Why? Was it near somewhere that you were going? Was it on your way back from your mistress's house? Kobe Bryant bought a $4 million diamond ring when he raped somebody. Hey, rape jokes, everybody. That's 2 for 2. What am I making up for with a cupcake? Guy farted in her car with the windows up, got it in the leather. I'm sorry, here's a cupcake. There's nothing I can conceivably make up for by buying her a cupcake. That's why you never see any movies about gay spies. No B story. No B story at all. There's just no way. If it was 2 dudes and the guy's cover was like, hey, I work overnight inventory at the Home Depot. Somebody gone a bunch, and he just leaves one night, goes to the Home Depot, comes back 3 weeks later, gets dropped into the apartment on a rope ladder, holding the knock list. He's got like torture scars all over his body. His boyfriend's on the couch, watching Bravo. It's like, where you been? Oh, the Home Depot. All right, cool. Cut to next fight scene. There's no heart to it. You need to have a little B story. Yeah, but women ask a ton of. Oh wait, by the way, on gay spy movies, there are some. It's called All the Mission Impossibles because of Tom Cruise. Had to get back to that one tonight. Had to get to it. But it's not all bad news. I lost my dad recently, where I'm never going to find him. Can I get an aw? No one cares that my dad died. You guys are fucking amazing. Wow. Yes, I didn't lose him in a hide and seek game. I lost him to the grave. It was just like, what? Yeah. So I got to thinking about the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life for an average white dude? And all I can figure out is I think that you're a success in life as an average white male if you die with a fully paid off Toyota Camry and a cool nickname. You're good. That's a huge success for an average white guy, which is why I think we're the #1 demographic for serial killers, because that's a good way to get your name in the paper. You kill 2 guys, you're going to get that nickname. You're going to lock the nickname up. They're going to give you one. I just feel like if you see an average-looking white dude on the street, just give him a nickname, you might save a life. If someone had just called Jeffrey Dahmer the Jeffinator when he was 12, hey, Jeffinator, stop torturing squirrels. It's cool, man. Or just fucking Jeff. Just call him Jeff. Probably would have spared 10 lives. All right, guys. You've been very nice. Thank you very much. I'm Scott Huff.
All right, guys, real quick, because I forgot to announce this at the top. For those of you who haven't done the show, this show is recorded. If you want to check it out online afterwards, it'll be on our YouTube channel, Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. You can revisit all of your favorite rape jokes or serial killer jokes. They'll all be up there for us to get in later. And I know a couple of people just came in. I don't know if you're comics. If you are and you want to get up tonight, go back there and sign up with me. I'll get you on. All right. So next up is going to be Joseph, followed by Darren, then Pete. Give it up for Joseph.
Hey, good evening, lady and gentlemen. Where the fuck are you going? Good evening, lady and gentlemen. I'm Joseph Larkin from Salina, Louisiana. Story time. So last month, I went on a little tour. Well, actually, let's go back even further. In December, I was driving through Texas on my way home to New Orleans, and I was tweeting about how much Texas sucks on the Twitter. And this woman tweeted at me and said, "Oh, I didn't know you were going through Texas. You should have said something. We could hang out." I was like, "Well, I didn't say anything because you're a fucking stranger. And I don't want to hang out with you." But on the way back, I got lonely, and I didn't want to pay for a hotel room in Houston, so I hung out with her, and we fucked. It was okay. It was adequate. Actually, she fell asleep before I got off. Is that supposed to happen? Are we in the Twilight Zone? I thought that's what happened with guys to girls, not vice versa. So anyway, I had to go back to New Orleans at the beginning of February, and I was like, "Hey, we should hang out again." Hang out. I.e., let me stay at your apartment again, and fuck you. And so when we were driving back to New Orleans, me and some comics that I'm friends with, we were on a festival. No, I don't mean to brag, but yeah, we were on a festival. And so I got her to meet me in Austin, Texas, and we get to an open mic at Austin, Texas, and we meet her there. And I should say, I mean, I'm not much of a braggart, except for that part about me being on that festival, but I did brag about that, and also I bragged about fucking a woman off Twitter, kinda. I'm real charming on Twitter. You should follow me at white male. In fact, if I don't have a dozen new followers by the time I leave today, there will be hell to pay at the ACME Comedy Theater next week. But anyway, so she drove like 2 hours from Houston to Austin to meet me, and we met at an open mic, and pretty much everyone in Austin sucks. It's not a good comedy town. They all ate it. I killed. I was great, and I could hear her laughing in the background. So I was like, "Oh, this is a done deal. Slam dunk. I've already fucked her. I just killed in front of her when everyone else bombed. How could she not want to fuck me?" Well, turns out she was there with some guy. Some dude was there. He's also a comic, not funny. One of the dullest people I've ever met, actually. I don't know who the fuck he thinks he is trying to do comedy when he's not even interested in casual conversation. And so, long story short, I didn't go home with the woman, surprisingly. And I just got this text from this woman which I wanted to share with you guys. I can't even believe the audacity of this text. It says, remember that guy I was with when I came to see you in Austin? So funny, because, like, I went to see you, but since then we've been dating. That's not funny. That's cunty. Who the fuck are you? You gonna rub my face in that? You already humiliated me in front of my friends. And now you send me this text? No, ma'am! And rape. You guys like rape? Well, I guess I'll tell you a joke, and then I'll take off. You deserve a joke. I was just complaining about something that ruined my day. That's all. On next week's installment, why I hate my iPhone. Okay, one joke. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I've been carrying that awful rape around inside me for the past 4 years. I got raped in Vegas, everybody. Thank you so much. Ian! 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 Hi, Ian.
He was in a festival, guys. Give it up for him. He was in a festival. He doesn't want to brag, but he was in there. Fucking Austin, Texas. You guys know. Fucking Austin. All right. Give it up for our next comic, Darren, followed by Pete and then Jeremiah. Darren, guys. Give it up for Darren.
Hey, everybody. Any East Coasters here? Yeah. I just got back from the East Coast. I'm happy to be back, but here's the thing. I think people that grew up in California have a warped sense of reality when it comes to the weather. You guys tired of people that grew up in California and thinks it gets cold after it gets below like 65? You guys know how cold it gets in New Jersey in the wintertime? That's how cold it gets. You'll drop your house keys in the snow and be like, fuck it, I'll get a new house. I'll figure this out. I was back in Jersey. You guys watch the Jersey Shore? Yeah, I went to high school with all those retards. Here's the one thing about Italians from New Jersey. They cannot remember any specific important date in their life unless their sports team did something that year. I was hanging out at this bar with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, Vinny, man, how'd you meet your wife, Vanessa? She's gorgeous. He's like, shit, I meet Vanessa? Let's see, it was Game 7, 2001. Yankees versus Arizona, bottom of the ninth, and Mariano was having a fucking hottest time closing. Next thing I know, it's a bloop single over his head. Bada bing, bada bang. Arizona wins the championship. I'm at a strip club. That's where I met Vanessa. A lot of my friends I went to high school with have tattoos. I think tattoos are getting out of hand. I think people are confusing tattoos with journaling. Used to be simple back in the day. You got an anchor in the heart and you're fucking out the door. But my one friend was like, oh, hammered. He's like showing off his tattoos. He's like, oh, what's this? No, Dick. It's not a picture of my family. It's a picture of the Golden Girls, season 1 through 5. This here's the word beach because I go to the beach every weekend. This here's my grandmother. She died in the 80s. That's why it says, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Every time I go home, I love Chinese food. I love it so much, but it doesn't matter what state you're in, if you're in Jersey or California, it's always the same. They're so nice to you when they take the order, but so mean to their own. I walked in, I was going to order for my family. I was like, hey, man, can I get some chicken and broccoli, some fried rice, and some wonton soup and egg roll? He's like, oh, yeah, chicken, broccoli, okay. Fried rice, that's a good order so far. Oh, yes, I throw in some wonton soup for you, okay. Hold on, I like your t-shirt, it says Thug Life, how ironic, okay. Hold on, let me get that for you, okay, hold on. Okay, food is ready. What do you think that guy is like outside the Chinese food restaurant? Like at his kid's T-ball game, like, okay, Mrs. Johnson, your son, Steven, very good baseball player. Thank you for coming in last night. And oh, hold on a second. Ling Wang at plate. Hold on, okay. I have no idea why Ling Wang strike out a T-ball. So stupid. All right. I'm recently single, so I've been doing some online dating. And I met this girl and was perfect on paper. So we decided to have this coffee meet and greet date. First thing out of her mouth, she looks at me, she goes, "Oh my God, seriously? You're so much skinnier than your picture. You're like manorexic." I was like, "Well, you got no tits. What's that make you, bublemic?" So we're walking in talking. We passed this McDonald's, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go in there?" She's like, "Nah, that's like the deal breaker. Don't tell me you eat there." I was like, "Well, I think the deal breaker was when you called me manorexic." And I was like, "No, I don't go in there." And she's like, "Seriously, it's so gross. What's on that menu?" I was like, "I don't know. Hamburger, cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, quarter pounder, double quarter pounder with cheese, Big Mac, bacon tasty with cheese, filet of fish, McChicken, McRib, premium chicken classic sandwich, grilled to crispy, premium chicken club sandwich, grilled to crispy, ranch snack wrap, grilled to crispy, honey mustard snack wrap, grilled to crispy, southern style crispy chicken sandwich plain, Happy Meal hamburger, Happy Meal cheeseburger, Happy Meal 4-piece chicken McNuggets, Mighty Kids Meal 6-piece, Mighty Kids Meal double cheeseburger, French fries medium large, chicken McNuggets 4, 6, 20-piece. Thank you. That's my time. Everybody, bring it back, Ian. She looks at me, she goes, "Oh my God, you work there?" I was like, "No, Burger King, Whopper, double Whopper, triple Whopper." Here you go, man.
Get up, Darren. All right. Hey, our first comic not to say rape tonight. I think that's a good thing. I don't think that should really be a theme tonight.
And I got raped at McDonald's.
Ah, God damn it. All right. Well, you know, when you let it out of the bag. Let's see if the next one does it. Next is going to be Pete, followed by Jeremiah, and then Stuart. Give it up for Pete. Pete. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. It's okay. I love comedy. I love doing this because it's the one thing where we get to learn by bombing. That's you want to get better at this, try failing miserably. Might get you a little better. I'd be fine with that part of it. I'm just tired of people coming up to me after my shows being like, "Pete, it looks like you really learned a lot tonight, man." Really, I didn't actually think it went that bad. No, trust me, man, you learned hard. Right. They say comedy is about pain, but you don't hear a lot of kidney stone material. I would expect that would be more proportionally represented. Doesn't happen. I actually had, I can't brag, but like I've been doing this a while. I had a great show a couple months ago I feel really good about. I'm not going to say I killed, but I raped and pillaged. I did work in the rape for Ian. Okay. I think a great joke has to hit you with something you didn't expect. Like it hits you in some way you didn't see coming. I'll show you an example. A Mormon walks into a bar. That's it. Nobody saw that coming. Like the twist there, the misdirection there is that what bar is going to allow Mormons? That's what no one sees coming. I'm not just a comedian. I'm also an author. I wrote a book about losing weight. I lost 40 pounds a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, most of my material around that time was written around that 40 pounds, so it's like being a Mexican comic and one day you wake up white. A lot of people don't know this. It's actually how Lopez got canceled. I feel that's too soon. You guys liked it. All right. Yeah, when I wrote the book, like I really wanted to help other people. I thought that other people would lose weight because of what I wrote down, my experiences, my perspective. I didn't write it to become rich and famous, so that worked out. And yeah, I love hearing other people's stories about what they say they're doing, like to lose weight. Oh yeah, I'm trying really hard too, and I've been really good, so I'm going to reward myself with some cake and ice cream. It's like, well, that's not really a reward. You're kind of punishing all the hard work, and you're undoing everything you did. I've been with my wife for 5 years, and I've been loyal and faithful that whole time. So this weekend, to reward myself for that selfless act of fidelity, I'm going to go have a foursome with identical triplets. I know, like, hey, Pete, that seems a little excessive. Yes, but I've been really good. It just doesn't, I can't get her to buy that logic. She does this one thing that I love. She asked me about stand-up. She's like, "Do you ever repeat questions I ask you when you're on stage?" I like that too. All right, I've got to get out of here, but I guess the other joke I wanted to do, just more of a thought I'll leave you with, is that the fact that we do this is kind of cool because it shows you can say offensive shit up here as a comic, and you get to kind of reach at people that way. I could say something that you'd laugh your ass off, and the guy right next to you could get offended by it. I'm saying the same thing, and I think that's really cool because it shows that the power to be offended is not up here and the guy with a microphone. If people sitting next to each other can have the opposite reaction, we internalize whatever we hear in our own lens. Like, we get to interpret that. So it's not up here. It's not, the guy up here can't be offensive. So I just want to say before I get out of here, fuck some of you. It's a long way to go to figure that. Thank you, guys. I've really learned a lot.
Give it up for Pete. He just keeps learning. Now we're having a lot of fun with the rape jokes, guys, but I did like the George Lopez thing. Let's see if we can get a train going with that. Yeah, so just substitute rape with George Lopez, and I think we'll have a lot of fun tonight. All right, next up, that challenge, that chalice being thrown down for Jeremiah, followed by Stuart and then Ahmed, so give it up for Jeremiah.
Hey, guys. I would never call a girl a slut unless she's being slutty, you know what I'm saying? But there is one time a year where everybody, you know, can call a girl a slut and it's not a problem. That's on Halloween. Everybody knows that. You call a girl a slut on Halloween, she's like, yeah, I know, right? I'm dressed as a pirate showing my booty. You get it? It's like my butt and a treasure. Booty is a reference to old pirate, like, money. You got it? Cool. Like, the only other time, like, where I think, like, girls can be, like, completely promiscuous and nobody, like, will even bat an eye at it is, like, during karaoke. Like, for whatever reason, like, the freak comes out in girls whenever, like, they're in karaoke mode. And, like, nothing will stop them. They're just like, once they're, like, hear karaoke, like, oh, karaoke? Let's go to the bar, let's get some drinks and meet some guys. Shut, yeah. Oh, my song, I signed up earlier. Strumming my pain with his fingers. Well, singing my life with his word. Killing me, so let's go back to your place. I was happening so quickly. Oh my goodness! Flip me apart. Oh, you're so dirty. Oh, I like it when you do that. Yeah, right there, right there. That's everything. That didn't last as long as I thought it was going to. What have I just done? I just met this guy. And I don't even know his name. Pocket mirror. Who am I? What have I become? What kind of woman am I? The only cure for this is more karaoke. Let's go to the bar. Let's get some drinks. Shut. Oh, you like it? Yeah, I bet you do. Oh, my song. Oh, first I was afraid. I was petrified. And I was and I come back, back to my place. Eddie Money, take me home tonight. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Yeah. I've done it again. What is my life becoming? Am I just some kind of common street whore? I'm not Daddy's little girl anymore. He wouldn't even recognize this poor soul of a woman. The only cure for this is more karaoke. Let's go. I'm not going to do that again. Thank you guys. This is my time. I'm Jeremiah Watkins.
Give it up for Jeremiah, the biggest slut in the room, I think. Easily. Easily the biggest slut in the room. All right, next to the stage, we have Stuart, followed by Ahmed, and then Michael. Give it up for Stuart.
All right. Be a friend. Everybody's got one name tonight. Isn't that exciting? Everyone's got one name. Just listen. I was at a party not too long ago. Believe it, I was. And a friend of mine asked me if I had rolling papers, like to roll a joint. To which I said, what part of me gave away the thought, the notion that I even knew what marijuana was? I mean, how dare you? I just came from the Republican nomination Brooks Brothers photo shoot, and they got no weed there. Good talk, you guys. I don't know. I like the idea of being that good a friend, though. I like the idea of having things for someone, like when they need it, but then not participating in it at all. Same person asked me, he's like, "Hey man, you got rolling papers?" I was like, "Yeah, hold on a sec." I was like, "Oh sweet, you want to smoke?" I was like, "Oh no, thank you." I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "No, I just want to make you happy. Like I just want to be your smoke shop guardian angel, where I swoop in when you need a hand." It's like, "Here are those rolling papers for you, buddy. Enjoy that." In a half an hour when you get hungry, I got some lukewarm Taco Bell in my truck. No, I'm not going to eat it with you, because that's gross. That's disgusting. I mentioned photo shoots. We recently passed that time of year, Christmas card photo season. Do you guys take Christmas card photos? No? You familiar with the concept that Christmas card photos exist? Okay. See, there's cameras, right? And they take pictures of people. And so every holiday season, people will send photos of themselves to people they barely know. My family still does it. I'm still young enough that I take Christmas card photos with my family. Hopefully I can be rid of them for that enjoyment. But what I don't like, I'm okay with telling people that you're all right, because that seems what the Christmas card photo is about. Like you're just telling people that the same people are still around. And they look relatively the same. But what I don't really like about taking the Christmas card photo is that my mom gets very controlling about taking the Christmas card photo. Like when I get home, she's choreographing a whole scene. Like she'll just be like, "Okay, so we're all gonna be wearing dark jeans. Stu, do you have dark jeans? Okay, make sure you have dark jeans. And we're all gonna be wearing dark polos, and we're gonna be barefoot. And we're gonna be sitting out in the backyard on the terrace, on the stone steps, and then our bodies will be facing downward, but we'll be looking up at the future. And it's going to be in black and white, so it's going to be very nice." And the problem is, I don't think that the Christmas card photo accurately represents what a family is like. Because when you see a Christmas card photo, the family, they're touching each other and they're happy and they're together. Most families aren't like that. If my family were to take a real Christmas card photo, an accurate photo of what my family's like day to day throughout the year, I wouldn't be in the photo because I'm not there with my family very often. My brother would be at the kitchen table. He'd be playing Skyrim on his iPad. My mom would be on the phone, rolling her eyes off to the side, and you can tell that she's verbally projecting into the phone, she's yelling into the phone, probably at a coworker. And then my dad will be in the other room watching soccer with no pants on, and that would be an accurate Christmas card photo. All right, thanks guys. I'm Stuart. Good night.
Stuart, also very slutty. You wouldn't have thought it, but he is also very, very much a slut. All right. We're already at our last three comics, guys. What? Oh, no. It's going to end already. I don't know what I did there. All right. Next to the stage is going to be Ahmed, followed by Michael, and then Ryan. Give it up for Ahmed.
Thank you, you guys. Hey, look. Oh, hey. It's what we've always wanted. All the enjoyment of open mics and the comfort at our homes. Bringing the open mic to you at home. Also, I realize I am going bald right there. That sucks. That really sucks. Oh, nice. I've always wanted the pain of bombing an open mic to be all over the internet so my parents can watch. Oh, come home. You can live at home again. This video could get me back in home, I think. They kicked me out, but now they're going to let me back home. So I was date George Lopezing this girl the other day, and no, I don't do that. I'm more of a Conan kind of date raper. I want to talk about my grandparents a little bit. My grandfather, when I was like 2 years old, he had like a bunch of strokes, like a lot of them. So he thought he was gonna die. So he didn't do any of the like the therapy you're supposed to do to like learn how to talk again. And then he lived till I was like 26. So for like 24 years, he was just like, oh shit. Like he couldn't talk really. Like if you ever wanted to talk about a family member, he had to play like a game of charades with them. Like he'd be like the girl, and you start naming it. You're like Carrie, Felicity, Monica, Marie, the girl, other one, girl, like Regina, the girl, and then finally you'd be like Kevin, yeah, like. Because like when you have a stroke, like you get things mixed up and you can't say the right thing, and the only few things he could say swear words very clearly. Like that's like the one thing he worked on. He'd be like shit, fuck, like, and you're like shit, yes, he meant that. That is exactly what he meant. And then he was married to my grandmother, who was a very sweet lady, very progressive for her time, but she came from a very racist time. Like she was very progressive. Like she had this. She was an artist. She had this picture of this black guy named Amos in her house. It was her favorite painting. So it's like, oh wow, she thought that guy was really good looking. She wanted to paint him. But then people would come over and she'd tell the story, and that's when it got like racist. And we were like fine up until she would do his voice. Like they'd be like, oh, who's that? She's like, oh, that's Amos. You know. I used to work with them, and you know, one day I said, Amos, you're so beautiful. There's so many colors in your face, and I want to paint them. And he said, oh, I don't know, Miss Dogan. We're like, no, get back in your room. And my grandmother, one time I brought one of my black friends over for Thanksgiving, and I sat down next to him, and they were talking for a while, and I just sit down, and all I hear is she's going to him. She's like, Bill Cosby, Oprah, Colin Powell. And she's just like naming black people she likes. It's like, that's not how to make friends. But my grandfather, he loved gambling, and like my grandmother, she would, is that the light already? Or is that, oh, okay. She loved, I'll tell this really quick. He never talked. He took me out to eat one day. He loved gambling. 24 years, never heard him really talk. And he was trying to share with me his gambling story. He was like, how to gamble. He was trying to pass on his game. He's like, Tuesday. He'd be like, Tuesday? No. Thursday? No, Tuesday. Wednesday? Tuesday. The bus. Second machine. And we're like, what? And finally he just grips the table and he's like, on Tuesday, take the second machine in the bus. It was like, he fucking talked. He's faking it. He just loved gambling so much more than he loved his family. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Points to the man for the George Lopez rape reference. Yes, I was waiting for it. All right, our final two comedians. First is going to be Michael, then Ryan. Give it up for Michael. Give it up for him. Come on, yeah.
All right, cool, man. This is great. I've can we just, I don't want to be annoying, but can we just do this? Like, 'cause I want to make this like my special. So like, I'm going to go back here and just, I'm going to present myself and just give me a big round of applause. All right, put your hands together for Michael Linoche. It's going, huh? It's fucking subways in New York. They're really, they always start with the subway joke, you know, in New York. I think they moved it to Boston, but whatever. Won't be there for a long time. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good back there. Just had to check that. That's a good way to check, you know. My friend's going through a breakup right now, so he asked to go out with me. He's like, oh, let's go. I haven't been out in a while, and he's really excited about it. He comes over. He's like, dude, we're going to get so much pussy tonight. We're going to get so much pussy. That's what he says to me. I was like, what does that even mean? We're going to get so much pussy. Are we going to come home? And I'm like, dude, this is too much pussy. I'm going to need a to-go box for all this pussy. You know, like, is he going to call me up and be like, dude, let's go out tonight. Let's go out. Let's go get some pussy. I'm like, bro, I got plenty of leftovers from Saturday night. We could just warm up, you know, warm up some of that pussy. Comes over, opens my fridge. Where's this from? Oh, that's from the Happy Endings. Smells like shit, dude. Get rid of that pussy. It's bad. Can't warm it up anymore. A pussy joke. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was the first giggle I heard from you all day, and it came on my set. Thanks, dude. What else? Guys always like to tell you who they're going to sleep with, too. Like, we're out, and my friend's out of his mind. His eyes are, like, bloodshot. He's got, like, those saliva balls on the end of his mouth. Like, he looks like crap, you know what I mean? He comes up to me. He's like, yo, I'm going to try and fuck Jenna tonight. I'm like, why? She's not looking? What do you mean, bro? That's fucking creepy. What, are you going to just, like, sneak up behind her? I'm like, I got you, Jenna. You can't talk like that. You look like a creep. You can't just go around telling people you're going to try to fuck somebody. That's kind of raping them. Like George Lopez. Yeah, let's just get that out. When I was little, I was like a late bloomer, which is just another way of saying I was pretty much retarded. You know, I was like 13 years old playing imaginary games. I wanted to be a professional baseball player when I was growing up. So I would have like imaginary games in my living room. Like I could do like, I would sit there and be like, all right, I was playing home run. I was doing Mark McGuire. I could do all the impressions. I was doing my own impression. Like, I was loving it. Like, I was actually keeping stats. Like, I was in a whole, like, I was sucked into this whole imaginary world. Like, I won Rookie of the Year. I went to, like, 7 All-Star games in a row. I won 7 World Series titles. I'd hit over, like, 800 home runs. Like, it got so serious, I started making my own contracts and then signing it at the end. I was making $1 billion a year. $1 billion a year, you know what I mean? It got pretty serious. I traded myself from Cincinnati to Miami. I had to we had to pack up, move the kids into a different school. My wife caught me cheating. Thank God I made her sign the prenup, but she tried to leave it. My mom came. She's like, what's wrong? I'm going through a divorce right now, Mom. It's a tough time. It's tough. Like, I used to literally sit there and cut out little pieces of paper and sign them and just hand them out to imaginary fans, like, which were like action figures and stuffed animal. Well, here you go, He-Man. What's up, Raphael? Here you go. Teddy Ruxpin. We'll talk later. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, man. Cool. Like, I used to, you remember those little league pictures you would take, like, for baseball? Like the soccer ones, you would sit there. Like, I had those, like, all over my house. I'm just signing them, all of them. So, like, my parents' friends probably came over. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with your kid? He's 13. He's just I was signing everything. Like, oh, First Communion. What's up, Father Kelly? Christmas, 2000. No, that wouldn't be right. Christmas 94. That was fun. Just signing autographs. Oh, that's what I did. Let me leave you with a rape joke, huh? I was with this girl the other night, and she looks at me and she's like, we're kind of like bickering. She's like, I don't care if you were like the last 2 on Earth, I would never sleep with you. That's what she said to me. I was like, whoa, sweetie, if we were the last 2 on Earth, you don't have much of a choice at that point. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna have my way with you. You're gonna scream? There's no one around. Like, I'm going to have my way with you. Like, I'm saving mankind. They'll commend me for what I'm doing. People will be wearing rosaries with my face on it. I'll be all over money. And then we'll watch George Lopez reruns. All right. Thank you.
I like how we started with the rape and then we got away from it, but now we're bringing it back. We're doing full circle. That guy makes $1 billion a year, guys. That's rare for an open micer, but not unheard of. All right, our last comedian of the night. Give it up for Ryan. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not there to do all the yelling and hollering, so I don't get a good ovation when I go up. That's fine. I have this gay friend he kind of hits on me in like a sarcastic way, but sometimes he gets kind of creepy. Like texting me, he was like, "Hey man, send me a picture of your junk." It's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not weird. So I sent him like a picture as a joke. I sent him like a picture of my trash can with like garbage in it, and then me in the background sucking a dick. I'm not gay. I like depth of field. People talk about my pubes. You know how people say, "Hey, do the carpets match the drapes?" That's a popular question in today's culture. They want to know like what your pubes look like, and it's But this girl asked me, she was all suave. She said, "Hey Ryan, do the carpets match the drapes?" And I was like, "Ooh, I don't know. Maybe I'll give you a little tour. You can check out the carpets for yourselves. You know what I mean?" She was like, "Oh, really? Well, I'm an interior designer with a master's degree in textile function. Think I could do some cool things with your apartment, And I was like, "Well, I'm no longer following this innuendo." And she was like, "You're being evicted. This is no longer your apartment." I was like, "Oh, shit, sorry. I'll leave." People feel bad for fruit flies. People always talk about how, I guess not. No one does. But sometimes people say, "Oh, fruit flies, they only live for one day. That's so sad. Whole lifespan is 24 hours. That's so sad." But yeah, they also fly around, and they have wings, and they fly. And that's what anyone would ever want in this world. So if someone was like, "Hey man, good news and bad news. You're going to have the gift of flight. You're going to fly around. But you only have one day to live." You'd be like, "All right, now what's the bad news? I get to fly and I don't have to live anymore? I don't have to do open mics and fly around bananas? You're spoiling me." George Lopez rape. I was trying to think of a way to to work it, but I'll just say it. George Lopez rape. I'm not a good comedian or man. I have a gift, a joke, a gift. What the hell? Where'd that come from? Oh, a bit. That's what I was gonna say. That's kind of similar. A bit that I've aimed that I talk to girls, but I have a new ending, so I just want to try it. But it's I'm like, "Hey girls," but hey. Say, girls, any single girls here, if you're thinking about being with a guy, being with a man, and you're not really sure if you should be with him or not, you're kind of trying to feel him out. I feel like you can learn everything you need to know about a guy by the way he spits out his gum. I think that's a really telling act about a guy. Like if a guy spits out his gum like this, if he's like, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, what were you saying? Oh, that guy, ladies, that guy. That's boyfriend material, that guy. That's a good guy. Blah, blah, blah. And the next one is, hey, if some guy will spit out their gum like this. And then I'm like, that guy, husband material, that guy. Don't leave him. He'll fight for you. He'll fight you too, but he'll fight for you. Don't leave him because he'll find you and he'll hurt you. Then here's my new ending. Let's see if you think this is funny. But if a guy swallows his gum, ladies, sorry to break it to you, but that guy has gum in his poop. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot. That is all we have for you tonight. Join us again next week for the open mic starting at the same time on Wednesday. I've been your host, Ian Tindell. George Lopez, rape, whatever. Have a good night.